So here we have the handrails for the staircase. I have one set, the second one and the third one, and I will make the fourth one here. That is just a covering. This also for that opening. I have a drawing here. It looks like this. So I have that one, which is further away, is that. This is the long one, and I have to make this one. That has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small ones. The large one is on the other side, is this large one. This large bar is that one, which is coming from below. The stairs are inserted into that one. And somehow I have to join this top one, let's say, or that one with the larger bar. I have to cut from that one for this, a shorter piece, and from one of those there, the flat one, I have to cut the right piece for this lower one and insert the vertical bars, spindles. By the way, the drawing is not exactly accurate. I will use two parts here. That's the top one, and I have a smaller on the bottom, and that has a cut in it. That cut, and the spindles will be inserted into it just like here. So these will be inserted here in that opening. The lower one will be held to the top one from the bottom. No screw will be visible on the top. And this smaller one is held to this one from the top. But that screw is not visible because this larger one is attached onto it. That one, the large one, is held to this bar through two long screws. Something like that long. This is 8 centimeters, by the way. The lower portion is a little bit thin and it's not too wide that way, but let's use that one. I have to insert 2 more screws there, by the way. The small ones are okay just with 2. On the top here they also have just 2 screws. Notice this is rounded, that one is not rounded, that is rectangle. The same will be applied for the other part, which I will make. This is rectangle and or square, and this is rounded. So it's harder wood, it's not pine. Pine is much softer. So 2 screws will be inserted there also. So they look like that from below. And this part will be made now. Let's take that away. It's pretty heavy. It's hardwood, not soft. So this lower one is 756 millimeters. And the top one is 763. The distance between the spindles is not identical. Here it's 10 centimeters and 2 millimeters. There it is 10 centimeter, 10, and here it is 10.4, because otherwise this bar will not get too close to that one, so that I can connect it with a long screw or something else. So they have to be roughly in one line, the small one with the large one, and thus I had to make the space a little bit wider between them. That is not yet added. That's an L-shaped metal. It's not too easy to attach that one onto this edge, because here we have a drywall that is around 2 centimeters, I think, and the holes on those openings, the holes are in a place that the screw would enter between the wall and between this drywall that will barely hold it. This wall contains 5 centimeters of cement, which has polystyrene in it, so that it will be lighter. Then 2 centimeters of wood, somewhere down a thicker one, just like this large one, and another one which is halfway visible here. So when I will hold this one to the ground, I have to drill through that 5 centimeters of cement and then the wood to be connected to the other wood, I guess, because that cement is full of polystyrene and that is not too strong. So let's take a look between this one and that one. Normal distance 12 millimeters, so I have to make this one longer with 12. And now it is in one line. And now I have to cut it 7, 6, 8 and the top one 7, 7, 5. So this will be here. The next one is 775. This is slightly damaged here and there. Plus it's not too nice here. So I will cut it up a little bit. This will be on the bottom and then these two will be on the top. I will place this onto that one, so this will be on the top. Now I have to measure the distance from the side of that lower plate till the side of the vertical bar and make a drawing on this blue one. Then measure from the side till there, measure again from the side till the third one and so on, and make a drawing for each of those vertical bars. Just by inserting a piece of wood between them is not accurate enough. At the end you might end up with a few millimeters of errors. So from that edge till that side, normal distance 55.5 millimeters. By the way, none of these are painted. I should paint it at the end, I guess. So measure 55.5 so that the bar will start from there. Now measure the next one from here till here and make a drawing. So from the side till the next one, normal distance 199.5. Okay, make it 200. Somewhere there. Mark that also. From there till there. To do that for all of the vertical bars. This is the lower plate, that is the left side, make sure it's not reversed that way, and that is the bottom, that is not made as smooth as this one, so this was sanded already. The other end is on a piece of wood, so that the height would be equal when I lift this up. I have to insert some other pieces below that one, so that the height would be mostly identical. So this is identical with that one height wise, and thus it's in one line, and this is in the center height wise, and there I have the two lines, so I can put it there. Use even a square to check it for 90 degrees, something like this. So it is at those two lines, and there is at 90 degrees. I have to use this one, which was on the top, to place it below it. I will use this little metal thing, which is sold for holding those bars, but I will not use it for that, but I will use it to make the holes, because this is exactly 4 centimeters, just as the bar, and the height of this one is equal to the other one. So when I put this here and check it from above, it's in one line, then I can make two signs for the holes, this one and that one, the diagonal. Okay, and now I should drill there 2 holes using a 3mm drill bit, and these are the screws, so that much is enough. And I will use the second speed to hold this one behind. clean the tip. Of course that is hot. This is softwood, but the other one is hardwood. In many cases it cannot drill through in one pass, you have to clean it. This drill is not as powerful as the other one. Now this is hot, so I have to use something else to clean it. I use this manual tool for creating the larger opening for the head of the screw. The drill has to be on a slower speed so that it will have torque. Now insert it into that opening. By the way, let's check. It's at the corner. The other one will be somewhere there. Insert the tip of that screw. Yes, that's hardwood. It is still at roughly 90. No, it's not. Make sure the drill bit will not go out here on the side. So don't hold it outside, but a little bit inside. And for the other side also, don't hold it down, but a little bit up. It doesn't like it on the second speed. Another thing, floor. Make sure it's horizontal, because if you have a gap there in the floor, then these bars, when you place them there, will be lower, and they will not be in one line, but there will be a curve. Introduce that also. Remove it from there, place it there, check for 90 degrees, insert that there, make a drawing for the two holes and drill and insert the screws. Now from the large bar till that small first bar, we should measure the distance. So from that side to that side, normal distance is 104 millimeters. So this will be on the top. The bars should enter into this cut somehow. There's a 104, and it should be inserted here. After I manage to insert them, if the width is okay, this entered. They are twisted more or less a little bit. Now they entered, but the distance is not identical. The top one looks straight. Okay, so now I will place this on the top, judge from the side where to place it, and then from the top this way, and make two signs, drill two holes and insert two screws into each of those. So these four are ready. I have to get another one and insert it there, and then attach this on top. So we have screws there. They are in one line, they don't stick out, and this will be attached here. It should be in line on this side. It should be at the center in that direction, and insert at least 2 or 3 screws here. And it should look like that. So they are not connected. You can move them, separate them. This does not have a large one, just a small one, and it will be in line with that. I have to attach this, but later I have to remove it when I insert the last vertical one. Just as I inserted those screws into this top portion, I have to insert 2 more screws, but not on horizontal but on vertical, one above the other, so that one will go above and one below these two screws, and those will enter into that one. So only the top part is holding them together, and the lower ones must be secured down to the ground somehow, and the large one to this, large one to that. Yes, I have to pull everything this way so that this would be somehow in line with that one. This is not straight. That wood dried here. It was not dried in the store, and in time it went to the left a little bit. So it was not dry wood. That metal has to enter here. So I need space down there, and I need space here also. Now all four are one next to the other. There's a large gap here. Either this is not straight or the ground is not straight, but later that should stay. Now we are there. Here also. And here you can go down. This is not yet covered. And it looks like that. Now I should attach that top part. I have yellow screws and I have black screws. The black should be used, but I will not use them. They are longer, so that's the better part. But black screws are more fragile, so they can break much easier. So use yellow screws instead. They are somewhat more resistant. Let's make the hole for the long screws into that one. Put it together. Now this should not move away from that. Now check where is the top and where is the bottom. That's the bottom and that's the top. I should insert the screws maximum there and minimum there in the center. 8 centimeters, that is 4. Divide that height into 2, one here and one there. Now I will use a 4mm drill bit. My screw is 4.5mm in diameter. This is 4 in diameter. The length is kind of equal, and it will go 2.5 fingers into that one. I want to drill here using a larger diameter and then using a smaller diameter to make sure the screw will pull this one that way. Okay, and I will use this tool, which looks like this. It has openings, larger diameter and smaller diameter. I will use the 4, and basically this is keeping the drill bit parallel with that wood, so it will not be at an angle this way or that way or this way or that way, but it should be perpendicular to this surface. First I will make a small hole, like so, and another one. Okay, and now I will insert it into the smallest one, that is the 4mm, into the opening, and push this object firmly onto the wood, and it should guide my drill bit. Now don't pull it this way or that way because the drill bit might break, so try to leave it as loose as possible and thus as perpendicular to that surface as possible. And of course clean it because it's hardwood. It's barely entering. The drill bit is warm. Now I will drill it just till the end using a 6mm one. I should not drill into the next one, only into the first one. check the length so it will not enter. Basically I'm enlarging that hole. The drill bit is filled up, it's sticky. Use the longer one and drill into the second wood. Let's use the tool also. No, I can't use it because the length is not enough. So now I'm drilling into the second one. Okay, make the end larger. Check the head of the screw so you won't make a too large opening. Since the opening is larger in this one and smaller in that one, here it's entering without any problem. And then it is holding. And it's in one line. So I just created one single hole for one single screw, and now these two are not falling apart. One is lifting the other. In the same manner do the next one also.